You guys seem to enjoy watching me struggle, so we're going to struggle a little bit more today. Now, as you can tell from the title, we're building another starter home, but with only 5,000 simoleons. Will we fail? I'm probably going to say no. Will the build look heavily detailed with lots of things and lots of stuff? I'm also going to say no to that as well. We have a lovely sim moving in today. I'm going to introduce you to him in just a second. He's just starting out in life. I think we're going to build in the world of Windenburg on a 20 by 20 lot, and we're going to try and go for a micro home, which will in turn result in a lot less bills and some good little perks that will help this sim in his struggle with this tiny, tiny home that he's going to be moving into. So that is what we're doing today. There is nothing left to say. Let's get over and make a start on building this. Now everybody, welcome to Windenburg. And I'd like to introduce you to the lovely Oscar Greenwood. Oscar Greenwood is going to be the sim that I'm building this tiny little micro home for with only 5,000 simoleons. Oscar loves the outdoors. He's a bit of a maker sim, I would imagine. Maybe creative along the lines of painting. He loves the outdoors, so maybe a bit of gardening as well. So I'm going to try and get some skill building items into this place so we can earn a bit more money and just enjoy his little abode. And this is where we're going to be building it, on this tiny little 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg next to the water. One of my favorite lots. I just think it's gorgeous. So that's what we're going to do. And as I said, with only 5,000 simoleons, this might be a little bit of a struggle, but we're going to give it our best shot. Yes, we are indeed. And I'm thinking about going for maybe a container style home. I think maybe just one single little container, and we're going to try and get everything that he may need with, once again, only 5,000 simoleons. And also, you can see me up here rather than down there with my green screen on. I'm going to be trialing out a new little lens on my camera within the next month or so. So I'm going to be, and my office is going to be changing slightly. So I'm going to be using the green screen less and less. So you're going to see me up here on the screen often now. So that's what we're going to do. Let's make a start. Oh God, here we go. Here we go indeed. So I've already set out the tiny home residential, and I've picked some lot traits, some good soil, the home studio, and also a private dwelling as well, just so we can keep people away from this. So that's what we're going to do. So can we go for that? That is 1,200. Oh, maybe we could make it smaller. But then if I made it smaller, it doesn't really look like a container. I think it needs to be slightly longer for that. That is a lot of money though. But what I've done, 31 tiles we've got with this. Now I'm thinking, so we can save money on the stairs, I think what I'll do is just lift it up to that height for the minute. Maybe he can go higher once we have got a little bit more money together. Okay, stunning. Now, as I said, shipping container. So we're going to need to go for a shipping container wall. How much is that going to cost me? 60 simoleons for the whole build. That's not too bad. And I'm thinking this coppery colour, we're going for an autumnal vibe here, loves. Once again, I'm going to pull out a lot of stuff from debug and live edit, so that will kind of make sense. Okay, right. We have got the shape down. We have got the wallpaper on. I think the best thing to do would be for me to grab everything that he would need to keep himself alive. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Now, I've pulled out a variety of things that will keep him alive, but also keep him busy, earning money. I've still got 1,300 simoleons left. Fridge, oven, shower, sink. And I'm thinking, because we are building for Oscar, maybe he likes to have a poo and a wee outside. So I've bought the bush out because that was only 50 simoleons. So maybe he is quite partial to an alfresco poo or pee. So that's what we're going to do. And I think I'm going to hide that around the side. I've also chose the wallpapers. Again, I want that real warm autumn vibe to come through. We've got one light. I'm unsure if I'm going to make a separate room for the bathroom. I might not. I might try and put up a screen or something just to sort of separate the rooms all together. And I've picked out these windows and doors from Eco Lifestyle. I was quite shocked at the price of these doors actually. 135 simoleons for that big door, which in turn will just flood this area with a lot of light where I don't have to use that many windows on this either. I'm thinking door there. I don't know where I want to put the bed just yet because I'm using a bunk bed. I was thinking about also putting in a sofa, if we can, underneath for him to have some kind of living area. If I could put a sofa there, I could easily, if we can afford it, put a little unit there with a TV on top. But I don't really see him as a TV kind of person. So we'll see what happens. Kitchen along this point here. So in turn will stop us from having a TV. And I don't really mind that, but we're going to crack on anyway. We're going to try and go for a bit more of a rustic vibe in here. So we'll start using a bit more of a warmer toned colour. I don't think I'm going to put a window there. I may try and put a window around on this side of the build. I think these base game ones will just work a bit better. And you still get a little flood of light from the back of the build as well. Yes, I'm here for that. Right. One thing that's going to be hard is to pick a top here. I think we can go for this one, but I would love to put a trim on it, but I don't think a trim is going to go up there because it's not registering that as having any flooring. And I can't put flooring up there because that will then count as tiles. I mean, we've still got 1,200 simoleons here. I reckon we could do quite well. Let's figure out a layout for this kitchen. And I think I'm going to go for these ones from Cottage Living, just to try and stick him with that rustic vibe. If I do two, I can put a sink on this one here. We can put a bin down on this area here. And I think I am going to separate off the bathroom with a screen of some sort. So I'll look for that in a minute. Let's get a sink out. I'm going to go, oh, that's very expensive. Very expensive indeed. How much are you? 195. You're still very expensive. So maybe I'll go for this one here. Yes. That sticks in with that rustic vibe. And I might even put some shelves up here if we've got any money. Oh, let's crack on. I'm going to flop you to there. How much are you? 40 simoleons. How much are you? 80. You'll double the price. I could still put a sofa in there, but I won't put a TV in. Maybe I can put a bookcase in instead. Now there's a thought. Let me find a sofa. Now you might think my sofa choice is weird, but he hand chiseled this. So I'm going to use a wooden sofa in here. Very comfortable. I'm thinking about moving those to that area so it kind of floods some light over in the bedroom area and keeps the bathroom a little bit more private. I'm thinking maybe putting it in this kind of orientation and then doing a screen around here. What screen? I do not know. Let me find one. We'll go for this one, which was 290 simoleons. That's what we're going to do. We have 322 simoleons left. That is not a lot of money, and I don't know why I'm speaking in these hushed tones today. I just feel very relaxed. But we're going to continue onwards. I'm thinking maybe the easel outside, considering that he loves to be outdoors. So maybe we could pop that on this corner of the decking here. And this looks very dull. But what I'm going to do, as I said, is use a lot of debug. So we'll do that in just a second. I'm going to flop the toilet around this side of the build itself until he gets a bit more money and he can poo and pee indoors instead of doing an alfresco turd out in the world of Windenburg. So we've got everything that he would need. One thing we are missing is an outdoor bin, and I'm going to flop this maybe around this corner of the build here. I'm also going to try and get some debug items in here that will just add something. I don't know what, but that's what we're going to try and do. Maybe a fire alarm? We're going to be safe and put that there. I mean, do we need two sinks? I'm going to say no. And maybe I could put this sink in with this kitchen instead, which in turn gives us a little bit more money, which also then might give us enough money to buy a toilet. And it did. And I've gone for a black one just because I think it would suit the vibe of this place a little bit more than a bright white one. So I got rid of the alfresco poo bush, which is a shame, but he has got the option to have a poo inside now, which is lovely. And I don't think I've ever said poo so much in all my life. So because we've got a little bit of money to play around with, I'm thinking getting in just a rug and maybe a plant on the interior. This plant down here and this one, I'm going to pop outside. Oh, that looks lovely. I might change the colour of that though. Now I had 127 simoleons left. So what I've decided to do is spend it on this table and a little book stack as well, just so he's got something to do, something to read, and maybe get his skills up too. Oh, it's looking rather smashing, I will say. So what I'm going to do now is go and grab a lot of debug items for the outside, the exterior of the build, and I'm going to try and hunt for some debug items to go into the interior, maybe just to decorate it up a bit. So give me 2 secs and I'm going to go on a hunt. So I've pulled out a variety of things for the outside and I've found a few things for the inside. Nothing too great, but we've got a bronze fish up on the wall here. Teapot up here. He made that in pottery class, bless him. And for some reason, I decided on putting some of these buoys or floaties up in the kind of bathroom area. Again, no idea why. Maybe he found that when he was rummaging around in bins. So I've pulled out some landscaping and I've also made a point of getting out this fence here, which is gorgeous, by the way. And this is from high school years, I think. I just thought we could fence this area in and this can be his kind of growing area. He hasn't got any money to buy any growing stuff at the minute, but it's nice to get things started and situated. And I've pulled out these items here, maybe like a power box on this side and then some plumbing from the bathroom. Now, he hasn't got anywhere to eat either, sit down to eat. So he's going to have to just make do and sit on his lovely, comfortable wooden sofa for the meantime. And I've pulled out these little hanging baskets here, which were free in the debug. Hopefully we can get them in a good position. Oh! And then I'm going to flop you, maybe in the middle here, and flop you up just on the edge of the build there. Oh, I'm for that. I really am. So what I'm going to do is start fencing in the area that I want this little garden moment to be. We'll terrain paint this so it kind of acts as a little garden area. I don't think we can get any free crops. Oh, we can. That's where it stings you. You have to buy the patches. That's only 10 simoleons. I haven't got anything to get rid of for 10 simoleons. I don't really want to get rid of this because I love the look of it. Maybe if I go for a cheaper bin. I've gone for a cheaper outdoor bin. I think that still works as an outdoor bin, doesn't it? Hopefully it does. Now allow us to buy one of these garden patches because we've got 17 simoleons. I mean, we can only buy one, but darlings, it's an absolute start, isn't it? And then I think what we'll grow, because it is spooky season, some pumpkins. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? Now, I like the position of all the landscaping. Apart from this, I'm going to sort this out. And maybe this tree and this bush as well. I'll sort that out too. We're going to start making this look a little bit more attractive from the front itself. So let us do that. I like where these are around this tree here, so I'm going to keep that. I've tried to use all of what's around, as usual, on my lot itself, just so it kind of blends in quite nicely. The same with this grass, and I'll connect it, actually, over to that point. And I'm going to use this. Never really used this grass, but because it's around, I just think it will help blend this lot into the landscape. Bringing that softer grass around to here as well. I'm going to choose a different mailbox in just a second. And I think at the back here, I might have room for another tree from Debug. And here it is in all of its glory. Once again, these are around the world too. So, and again, I'm going to use the same landscaping around these areas too. And then I'll go ahead and probably just do the terrain in the front to begin with. Let's crack on with a bit of terraining. Now, I think I'm going to use this one here, my go-to favorite. I'm going to use this one just around kind of the edges of the build and also the path going back to the garden. And then I'm going to solidify underneath on this side too. Bring you around there as well. Lots of mouse clickers. Yeah, that should do. And then, as I said, I'm going to mix it up with some different soil. So let me find the best one. So, I perfected the terrain paint. And used a mixture of some soil and some grassy bits. I've also pulled out some more details with some mushrooms and some grass around, all from Cottage Living and all free, just to bring in some extra detail and just make it look a little bit more attractive. I changed the mailbox for the one from Werewolves as well. And I also did the same around here as well. So, perfected all the terrain paints around the back area, used some mushrooms and some grass, and it's came together rather nice. I do like it. I do like it indeed. So into the interior, I've also changed a little bit of the interior as well. Well, we'll have a look at what we've done so far. So he's got a place to sleep, a place to sit and eat. He's got some books to keep him company. He's got a place to cook, a place to wash up his dishes, a bin, And in the bathroom, I made a little change by putting in a platform and raising the shower up on a platform instead. Using a little tile of gravel down there as well. I mean, I don't think we did too badly with this, loves, to be honest. For a 5k starter home, I think Oscar's going to be very, very happy here. Very much indeed. I will get this up on the gallery for you guys, so if you do want to download this into your game, you can. And if you like make money and put, I don't know, extra bits on it and make it look a little bit more nicer, then send me some pictures over on Twitter, which is linked down below. I'd be very much curious to see what you guys have done. But I'm going to leave you now. I hope you have the most wonderful weekend. I will see you on Tuesday for the start of Let's Build the World's San Myshuno. I'm very, very excited for it. So yes, anyway, have a lovely weekend, my dears, and I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.